Yes, people, you know the face, you know the name. Aaron here, back again with another video. Shout out to everybody tuning in, showing love and support. Bit of a random one, randomly in the middle of the day. But yeah, there's some stuff that we have to talk about. There is some stuff that we have to talk about. But anyway, shout out to everybody tuning in, man. It's road to 15K still. We've passed 14.7. We're closing in on 15K, 300 subs left, and we are reaching our target slowly but surely. So you know how to contribute to this channel. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And yeah, I'm sure you guys are going to help massively. Algorithm, as per usual. Listen, we are here to talk about INEOS. We are here to talk about Sir Jim Ratcliffe and INEOS, Dave, Brailsford, and all the rest of the gang. Listen, looking back at this financial year, because the numbers have just been announced, looking back at the numbers, all I can say is that it's a failure. INEOS's first year at the club has to be classed as a failure. And I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised, because as much as I think in terms of bringing the wage bill down with the players, making sure that some of the players are off the wage bill, making sure that some of the players are off the books so that we can try and get in replacements or new people in the summer. I do think in terms of that, they are doing a good job, but everything else is just a whole mess. Everything else is just a whole mess. But I'm addressing myself to the people that were advocating for INEOS. You know, when the choice still had to be made between INEOS, Sir Jim Ratcliffe, and the rest of the gang, and, well, let me not say gang, but you know what I mean. The rest of the group, INEOS group, when there was still choice between INEOS and Sheikh Jassim. Now, for some reason, people still tell me till this day that Sheikh Jassim is not a real person. Hey, who knows? I don't know. I mean, if the big boys, yeah, were reporting about him, why would he not be real? Just because he's not parading around taking pictures doesn't mean he's not real. But anyway, I digress. When there was still time to make a choice between both, I seem to recall, and I've said it multiple times, I seem to recall having seen a lot of people, content creators, journalists, pundits. I seem to have recalled seeing a lot of people writing articles, writing think pieces on why Sheikh Jassim's money was the devil's money. Sports washing, we're not participating in sports washing, this, that, and the other, and portraying Sir Jim Ratcliffe's money as money from the Lord Jesus Christ himself. That's what I remember. So to those people, I'm saying, no. Don't backtrack now. Don't call INEOS the Glazers. It's time to back them. It's time to back INEOS now. But you look at the cold hard facts, yeah? Looking at the cold hard facts, and I'm going to read them out here. 4.1 million. Am I reading this right? Yes. This is basically INEOS's mismanagement, on how much money was spent and how much money was wasted and etc. 4.1 million pounds spent to sack Dan Ashworth. Remembering the fact that we spent 5 million to hire him. And after, 158 or 159 days, we sacked him and paid him 4.1 million pounds. We spent 11 million pounds to hire Ruben Amorim, to buy him out of his contract at Sporting and bring him over to Manchester United. And guess how much we spent sacking redacted? I'm still not going to say his name. We spent 14.5 million pounds for the sacking of the previous manager and various first team staff members. Now, if that doesn't tell you how much money has been wasted, and all of that, by the way, in the meantime, INEOS are cutting costs, letting people go, sacking people from their jobs at the club, regular jobs that is, raising ticket prices. But again, to those people, it's really time to back INEOS now. It's time, like you guys were saying, they're going to put the Manchester back in Manchester United. And so far, it's been nothing but financial chaos, in my opinion. It's been nothing but financial chaos. Now, don't get me wrong, I do hear the argument that they are trying to rectify a lot of the Glazers' mistakes, i.e. the reckless spending. But their spending hasn't been better than the Glazers, because if you look at both situations, it probably evens itself out in terms of how reckless they're spending, in terms of the money that's wasted. Now, listen, this is not my money. I really and truly shouldn't be sat here and worry about the money, but I'm just worried about how this money is spent in regards to Manchester United, because that money could have been used now to bring in loan signings. We were talking about a couple million that had to be spent. What was it? 6 million, 10 million that had to be spent on the loan signing of Matisse Tell. That money could have been used. That money could have been saved in letting Eric Ten Hag go. I said his name. For flip's sake. In letting Redacted go at the end of last season. Yeah, in letting Redacted go at the end of last season, saving the money, bring in the new manager, and then start making signings. But no. For some reason, INEOS trusted Dan Ashworth's word when everybody could clearly see that it was going down the wrong path, and we kept him. And now we're paying the price. See how the domino effect is happening? We're not just paying the price of the previous manager's signings, because I told you the previous manager has 100 sins, and every game we're paying for one of those sins in terms of the players. Because if it's not this guy's mistake, it's the other guy's mistake, and it's the other guy's mistake, and all of those guys have been bought by the previous manager. 200 million spent in the summer. That 200 million could have been saved by simply getting rid of the manager. But no. INEOS trusted Dan Ashworth's word, and of course, they trusted that open letter from God knows who. I don't even know who wrote that open letter to keep Eric Ten Hag. Said his name again at the club. This is why I say fans should not get involved in everything and anything business related at a football club. They should not get involved. Not even me. I'm just here to give my opinion, but they should not, absolutely not listen to me. No. Do not listen to Aaron Chikaya giving you financial advice on how to run a football club. No. So if you can't listen to me, how much more should you not listen to fan groups writing open letters? No, forget that. Let business people do business stuff. And now look at the mess we're in. Look at the mess we're in. With all the injuries that Man United have. Fair enough. Again, I do get bringing the wage bill down. Bringing the wage bill down. I do agree with that. But look at the situation they're leaving Amorim in. Amorim got rid of players. Rashford's gone. Malasia's gone. Anthony's gone. But no replacements have come in. Why? Because we are broke. There's no money. But look at the money that's just being wasted. 14.5 on the sacking of the previous manager and his staff. 4.1 on sacking Dan Ashworth. 5 million that was spent to bring him in the first place. And I swear we had to pay Newcastle as well to make sure that Dan Ashworth was going on gardening leave first before he could even get to the club in the first place. Do you see how much of a mess we're in? But remember, they were going to put the Manchester back in Manchester United. There's talks of a new stadium, which INEOS is not even paying for because they're getting a loan. Who's paying that back? Man United. But we don't want to participate in sports washing. We do not want to participate in sports washing. I don't want to say names, but those were the think pieces that I was reading online. Articles. We don't want to be like PSG. We don't want to be state-owned. Are you sure? Because the money that the states have, yeah, these states in the Middle East, do you not think that money would have helped? Oh, sorry, sports washing. You don't want to participate in that. Like Sir Jim Ratcliffe's money is money from above, from the heavens. Come on, do we still believe in those fairy tales? Does some people work honestly for their money and some people don't work honestly for their money? Do we still believe in those? Listen, if you know, you know. When you get to a certain level of money, you know what you gotta do to get there. Whether you're morally standing on something or not, you know what you have to do to get there. Listen, now we just have to ride it out, man. We just have to ride the season out. Whatever happens, happens. This is why I talk about stuff like relegation. People laugh at me when I mention stuff like relegation, but it can be a truth. It can be our truth. Laugh at it as much as you want. This can be Manchester United's truth. The fact that we're 15th already, I'm surprised that it doesn't bother more people. It bothers me being sat here, checking my phone every now and then and seeing Man United in 15th position. It bothers me. So it should bother you as well. It should bother you as well. But now INEOS are here. So now the people that were writing the think pieces and telling us how INEOS and Sir Jim Ratcliffe was born in Fellsworth, and okay, it's time to back them now. Don't be tracking back and saying, oh, it's Glazers 2.0. No. It's time to back them. It's time to stand on your word. It's time to stand on your word. It's time to stand on business and defend INEOS. I particularly didn't want them to take over. I wanted Sheikh Jassim. But when they came in, I said, hey, okay, cool. Again, the fans were being listened to. And I said, you know what? The fans have spoken. So Sir Jim Ratcliffe is here now. People don't want to be part of sports washing. They want honest money. Okay, cool. INEOS is here now. Let's see how well they do. Year one, failure. That's all I can say. Year one, failure. Now, obviously they're still here. Let's see what they do in the summer. Let's see how many players we get in. I could see online that there's talks of a verbal agreement for Quenda in the summer. Okay, let's see. Let's see what happens. But so far, I am not impressed with INEOS. Not one bit. Not one bit. So yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Let me know what you think. And like I said, we're going to have to ride it out. Either way, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your loyalty and your support each and every time. And keep your eyes locked on my channel. Still road to 15K. Match reaction for the Real Madrid Man City game is to follow tonight. Very interesting tie. Let's see who goes through. Let's see who gets knocked out. And I shall see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Peace.